Hi, welcome back to the Pressing Matters. I'm Scott. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new, please consider subscribing, and you'll be sure to get all the new content that's coming up. As some of you know, as I've been adding titles to my collection, I've started to slot in some classic rock titles. Most of these titles I had when I was a teenager. I got rid of a lot of stuff as my taste changed or as I needed to raise some money during some lean times, but I'm slowly putting it back together, sometimes with original pressings, but sometimes with a reissue. And this reissue, which is done by Kevin Gray and pressed at RTI, is definitely worthy of being in my collection. It sounds fantastic. You know, I can remember when I was a kid driving around in my first car, I believe, probably was 16 or so. And, you know, what do you listen to when you're driving around the back roads of New Hampshire at night at high speed? Well, Highway Star definitely fits the bill. It's the ultimate driving song, and it's here, and it opens the album. And of course, there's other wonderful tracks on this. Actually, they're all killer, no filler. I really don't think anything is weak on this. Second side, particularly starting with Smoke on the Water, Lazy, and of course Space Truckin', just is incredible energy and power. And this is really, you know, this is really a cornerstone of any rock collection. I think it belongs in every rock collection, and certainly for Deep Purple, it's their highlight. It's their best-selling album. It was #1 across the world. It's platinum, and it's fully deserving of its classic status. It's a marvelous, marvelous album. On my current stereo, instead of my car stereo, I noticed things that I have never heard before. It's very clear, very detailed, very punchy, deep bass, no distortion, even when cranked. And it was a delight to listen to it and get refamiliarized with it. And I'm so glad to have it back in my collection. This edition is mastered by Kevin Gray at Cohearant Audio and pressed at RTI. So it's fully worthy of being in an audiophile collection. If you are into classic rock and you like Deep Purple. I do, and I had most of the Deep Purple albums at one time. Slowly I've been adding them back into my collection. I have the first 3, which I do like that version of Deep Purple. It's considered Mark 1. And this is Mark 2, and Mark 2 is like the favorite of most everybody because of this album and its live counterpart, live in Japan, made in Japan. So this is the edition that we're talking about. Replicates everything originally except for the barcode. This is a Rhino release, Rhino Warner. It now has a Warner label, where before, when it came out, it was Rhino, but it still has the Rhino catalog number. This is pressed at RTI, and it has the original olive green label, but they've put the current Warner logo on it, which is fine. Pressing was immaculate, as RTI usually is, and the sound was fantastic. I loved it. So if you're thinking of adding to your classic rock collection and you need this cornerstone album, don't hesitate to get this version. It's wonderful. It really is. And I don't feel anything's lacking on it compared to original pressings. Try finding an original pressing that's in good shape, and you will find that it's a futile search. These things got played to death on low quality equipment. So having a nice, clean RTI pressing of this, mastered by Kevin Gray, well, you can't really go wrong, can you? And you won't go wrong with this one. If you're thinking of adding it to your collection, high recommendation. I'm so glad I got it, and it's a lot of fun to listen to again. It holds up well compared to some of the early stuff that I used to listen to. This one holds up beautifully. It's really, really strong all the way through. If you don't know the story of the recording, they were trying to get out of the studio and do something on location. And they found the casino in Montreux, Switzerland as a possible recording location. And unfortunately, there was a fire right after the Frank Zappa concert where they were supposed to go in afterwards and do the recording. So it burned the place to the ground, as recorded and recalled in Smoke on the Water, which is all about that incident. But of course, you know Smoke on the Water, you know the riff, and it's heavy and it's great. But all the cuts are great on this. Highway Star, of course, beginning it, and Space Trucking ending it on a high note. Really, you know, sometimes with these albums, the second side lags, but not on this one. Not on this one. Second side is Smoke on the Water, Lazy, and Space Trucking. And you can't get much better than that. So that's my take on this new, well, not new, but new to me reissue from Rhino, Warner, of Machine Head. So if you are thinking of getting this album, don't hesitate. It's a great, great reissue and fully worthy to be in any audiophile collection. So that's my take on it. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.